In this video, I'm going to share 5 power poses every public speaker should know and practice. Hello and welcome. I'm Devin Beazon. I'm a public speaking coach and I coach championship speakers. I also coach corporate speakers, CEOs, managers, executives. Thanks to this whole COVID-19 situation, I had to bring my training program online. And I love it. It's been unbelievable. I put together an online training program just filled with a bunch of public speaking exercises you can do without even an audience. And I'm talking to my brother-in-law, I'm like telling him about my course. I'm like, geez, how am I gonna start promoting it? He's humming and hawing. He said, why don't you take those little exercises that you show people, those 2-minute exercises, turn them into quick tips, record them, post them on your social media sites, and go from there. And I thought, that's not a bad idea. That's a good idea. Let's do it. Now, the first lesson I share with everybody is a lesson on body language. And a lot of speakers, they come to me and they're like, well, I don't use my hands. I'm not a hand talker. I'm like, okay, fair enough. They're like, but if you don't use your hands, you're still saying something to an audience. So whether you use your hands or not, you're still talking with your hands. I'm going to give you a few examples. The first example is if I just have my hands to my side and I turn off the volume, I want you to guess what I just said. What was I talking about? I'm saying things, but you'll never be able to figure out what it is. Now, if I just use a little bit of body language, but I turn the sound off. Even if you don't know what I'm saying, you have a better idea of what sort of feeling I'm trying to get out of the audience, or what am I saying with my body language. The second exercise I do is when I work with a group of people, I bring up somebody in the audience, I have them stand in front of the group and just put their hands to their side and just say, hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. And then I ask the audience, well, did you feel anything? Was there any, and they're like, sometimes they know, sometimes they're not sure. Then I get the speaker to do this. Put their hands, this is power pose number 1, by the way. And if you want a lot of public speaking exercises, tips that you can do on your own time, hit subscribe, like button. Thank you very much. As we move along, I want to be making videos that you want, content that you want. But here's the very first power poses. Fingers together, you can put them together. You can touch in front. None of this though, no going like this. Just touch your fingers and hold them. Shoulders back, nice powerful pose. Amy Cuddy talked about it in TED Talk video years ago. And I defined 5 power poses that, if you watch all the great speakers, you'll see them moving through these 5 different poses. First one, fingers together. Second one is actually out like this. Well, I like to practice them, so then I come back. Fingers loosely together, none of this. Loosely together, right in front of your belly button. I'll explain it in the next upcoming videos, but you want to keep them loosely together, out. And the third way we can do it is to have our hands, just one hand, lightly over the other. None of this clenching, no clenching, just lightly over the other. And then hands out. So this is number 1, this is posture number 1. Either fingertips, like this. This is posture number 2. Now, I see a lot of YouTubers, they made a lot of money marketing. I see them doing keynote speeches and they'll have their hands out. I'm thinking about one guy in particular, but he has his hands out and then he curls his fingers like this. No. Just open up your palms, nice and open. Be open, open. 2, this is power pose number 3, up like this. This is good, it's excitement. Number 3, get comfortable just holding your hands up like this. And then number 4, hands on hips. Boom. This is a good one. You're talking to an audience, you're like, the moral of the story is, be careful what you wish for. And then you put your hands on your hips, and then you do a sweep with a little smile on your face. Yeah, it doesn't have to be that moral. You could just be talking about moral. My point is, but then when you hit that pause, you put your hands on your hips, just look around the audience, stand casually. Take a look around the audience. Boom, start talking again. So this is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and the 5th pose that I like to practice, especially, and show people, because they don't think they don't use it that much, is you cross your arms. Now, I like, people are like, well, why would you cross your arms? Like cutting the audience off. And not necessarily. You know, a lot of times I go into training situations where I train managers, salespeople, and when they come into the room, they're there to train me. They think they're not there to listen. Not at first. I have to win them over. How do I do that? I just stand in front. Before I say a word, I actually cross my arms. I stand in front, I just go through each one. I look at each one in the eye, a little smile on my face. Hello, welcome. You know, when I was about 13 years old, I went to my auntie's house and she said, you know, Devin, I heard this joke today. It's got kind of a bad word in it, but it's a good joke. Would you like to hear it? And that's what I do to the audience. Would you like to hear it? I say that to them. And then they always go, yeah, of course, everybody wants to hear it. And then boom, I tell the joke, and after that, everybody's open, everybody's ready to listen, everybody does what I said. So you really about taking control. So this is a good one. This is a good one, especially if you're amongst your critics. If you're amongst your critics, you want to be able to take control of them. So let's go through them. 1, out, back, up, back, down, back, to the side, boom, hold it up here. Now, for those of you, I'm just going to finish this off, and remember, like and subscribe, all that stuff is awesome, but for those of you who are like, well, you know, you're still on the fence about body language, I'm going to give you another demonstration. Have you ever known somebody, they have their fist clenched like this, their smoke's coming out of their ears, and their eyes are tight, they're like, and then they go like this, I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I'm sure you have. Kids do it all the time. The point is when you're looking at that person, do you believe their body language or do you believe their words? I'm not angry. I'm sure you believe their body language first. Everybody does. It's incredibly important that we say the same thing with our body as we do with our face, as we do with our words, because like in that demonstration, that's exactly what the audience is looking at. They're looking at your body. They want to know that you're comfortable, that you're happy, and that you can move just calmly through these poses, and it'll look like you're just a professional right out of the gate before you even say a word. So practice those poses. Have yourself a great and wonderful day. I'm going to see you in the next video.